What's going on with y'all today? Fellow cultivators, what's up? What's good? How's it popping? Yes, we are here, gathered here yet again today. Another sad fate that AEW fails to address and recognize. I was talking all that shit and praising them and that. Because they're still at least, from a little bit of both, entertainment and wrestling, still given, what needs to be given. And they're doing something. But it's like, then again, in the major picture, they're not cutting it at all. So, but let me read, I'm here to talk about, yet again, they drawing their lowest of low viewership. Right now, this week, last Wednesday, yesterday, they just, today is their, this video will be uploaded, it just don't matter. I'm talking about, this week, this week, they drew their lowest viewership. And that's just very, very bad. That's catastrophic. And the main reason why that's happening, there's major issues. Major issues. It's like these companies all think, because that's why now it's becoming much more worse now, because you can't just pander to one audience. I mean, you can't just pander to one group in the audience and automatically think, or because you're getting a temporary boost in what you think is going to work out for you in the long run, that's not going to cut it. That's going to be the ultimate, that's going to be the downslide to your ultimate demise. And trust and believe, you don't want that. Yeah, it's like, it's like, stop. It's like, it's like they have, and what I looked at, it's like WWE and AEW they have similar, one thing in common, like two issues in common. And that's, WWE, they obviously give too much entertainment. They rely on too much entertainment. They give too much entertainment. And then you have AEW that just, all they want to give is just, for the hardcore too, the hardcore faces, baby. All they give is wrestling. And it's like, that's not it. That's not a business too. That's not how you grow as a business. And that's not how you want, to get to where you thinking about also your true goal. That's not how you get that, overall. It's not going to work out. So, I guess I can read also the problem. So, this week they drew the lowest viewership. And also, so they drew their lowest viewership of this week. And their key double, the one fucking aspect that they're, the one accolade that they think is a real achievement, that shit they've been so fucking high in kites about. Yeah, they've been losing in that too. It's the lowest of this week, and since May. They've been dropping. It's also, since I looked at it too, and think they've also been dropping, consistently since, the NXT war, and since May. It's like, they stay at, sometimes they drop. It's like, that overall, sometimes they go, because the last time they had over 1 million viewers, they had, that was in October, and now they're just, it's 800K, but then it goes, then you have one time where it just drops to 600K, then it goes to 800K, and then it drops back, down to 500 or 400K, because, it's just getting really bad, and it's going to get to a point where they probably just, they're going to end up like You know, they're gonna end up like other promotions. And it just seems like that they're still, obviously, that, you know, instead of focusing on the core issues of what you still need to look at, you're obviously doing some things right. You know, you have characters, you have wrestling, you know, you have stories, you know, at least entertaining enough, but not that the fact. It's just what one group, you know, likes instead of, you know, the like other side. I don't know, like you can have a little group, but to survive in all actuality, you have to still, you know, you have to come up with a product that pulls in, and you know, that keeps and pulls in a large amount of your amount, you know, to form an audience. You have to draw a large viewership. You have to improve. Yeah, you have to improve your product. You can't just have one aspect. You have to have every other aspect of what you're trying to improve in. You can't just have one for one, you know, just one, you know, a specific group in the audience and automatically think that's gonna get you to the top, and you know, keep it. That's not the fact. That's not. Yeah, that's not logical. That's not gonna work at all. And yeah, they've had their lowest since this. They've had their lowest ever, and that's not even a really low. You know, I mean, yeah, that's not. They've been at real low. Because it's been at 400K, it's been at 500K, and it's been at 600. Yeah, they've been really, really bad. It's getting worse. And the issues that I'm talking about, that I also wanted to bring to attention. Yeah, even in that they were so high up to the mighty on, that they're also losing. Even in the key demo, they're losing that too. So it's like now you have to like stop, you know, patting your ass too much, and you have to address what's, you know, the other issues that are going on, because in the long run it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you. You know, the majority. It's going to cost you the majority of the audience. So. Yeah. So the issues I wanted to get. The issues I'm getting to, from what at least I looked at, you know, now, like I said, I was praising everything like that, and what they were actually doing, you know, when I was in my critique. Now let's get to the pieces that's starting to, you know, that's suffering on a daily basis. Let's get to the pieces that's not, you know, producing. So. I have here, and that's also, you know, because they could be really pushing in this, but it's just that, you know, like, yeah, that's what you call it. That's how, you want to know, that's how WWE got big. Is that they got big because they had characters, they had like, and you know, everything else meshed well into, but they had characters, you know, that everybody could care for. And they had, you know, stories that obviously that meshed well into it. Everything else, once you have characters that everybody can care for and a story that they can't ignore, that's how you grow, and that's how you even, especially in, you know, entertainment, that's how you get much more of a larger audience. That's how you get new viewers. And it looks like AEW still want to play patty cake with, you know, where everybody's the hardcore audience, I guess. You know, whoever just watches, yeah, just to like, it doesn't even matter. It's just that they're panning. They're doing the same thing as what WWE's doing, and that's what's causing them too. They're pandering to an audience. They're not, you know, doing what they're not giving what everybody else is like. They're not showing, you know, to show interest. They're not giving any other interest in anything else, and that's causing everybody else to see what they might enjoy and like as well. And one of those reasons is the women's division. Yeah, I've been talking to, ranting on too much. Been talking about the issues. Yeah, so the first issue, obviously, that's pretty well obvious. they're doing the same thing, like again, like WWE's doing. Their women's division. They're not. Yeah, they're giving them okay. Yeah, they're giving them time. It's like they're giving them time on the television, but they're not making them. It's not interesting. I saw one comment too on Twitter already because I like that because this is on my Twitter. It's like when I go directly to Twitter, even tweets or whatever. It's click into an article or a tweet. It's like it shows me a sign. And I saw a comment that it's she didn't like the fact that CM Punk, who else? Somebody else is winning every week, and she doesn't think that the women's division is interesting enough, which it isn't. Like, it has wrestlers that people like. Yeah, you have women wrestlers that people like. Yeah, they have they have character, charisma, and a bit of everything else. But it's like they're not like, what story is going into it? It's just about a tournament right now. But it's nothing else. They're not making it interesting enough. Like people, that's sorry. Like I said, it's so sorry to say, but to even get more new viewers as well, and to like keep a large, just a majority to everybody, to get new viewers and to continue to appeal to everybody, you have to have a story that's appealing to everyone. Not just 1, 2, 3 groups. You have to appeal to everybody. That's how you grow. That's how you just flourish. Yeah, so the women's division, the mid-card division, and I'm not going to say a little bit yet, but it's too early still to speak. But it's like Adam Page, just like Big E, they're making him look weak. He's looking weak right now. I don't care nothing. Yeah, it was good for a couple of weeks, cowboy shit, whatever. But he's not interesting enough for me to make me care about him. And that's come back to, you have to make characters interesting. You have to draw in the majority. You have to make a character, a story as well. Everything about it comes into play. You have to make something that appeals to everybody. To everybody. If you're not going to do that, then you're going to suffer. So the women, like I pretty much said, the reason why the women's division is failing is because there's nothing there's no characters, or you can have wrestling all you want. I want to say that also too, that it's just that the fact that they always focus on wrestling, and they're too fucking busy of coming at WWE every fucking week. Like, they want to reference WWE now. Or, I could have saw that coming because, what WWE did last, what they did with Edge, and, Edge and Miz. But it's like, you keep thinking about fucking WWE. That's how they're both losing in the long run. Well, WWE's doing dumber shit, but they know what actually to do. It's just that Vince wants to rely on entertainment, and he still wants, he just does, whatever, it's like goofy ass entertainment, and he's not pushing what, every aspect. He's not willing to want to do anything to improve all around the product. It's just about him and him only. That's it. But that's all. When you go to AEW, that's all you're gonna find right now. Even though they still have some kind of, like with the MJF, CM Punk and MJF feud and their story, their characters. Yeah, that's fucking fantastic. But you have your world title picture. That's what they're losing. More women's viewers. It's because it's not captivating enough. It's not engaging. There's no... Obviously, women love Ruby Soho. You know, Britt Baker. And, you know, whoever else. That's pretty much all I know. But it's like, if you don't make them... if you don't give them a microphone or have them do something to keep and gain that more audience in their demographic, then it's like, why stay when it's not interesting enough? It's like a TV show. That's how you want to know how classics are classics? It's because the fucking, that's how, you know, they have a large amount of that's known globally. It's because they have characters. They have a story that everybody loves and can get into. And if you don't have that, then who's going to give a fuck about that? And it's just, that's the problem with AEW. You could try to say you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Clearly you don't, because I'm clearly stating the issues. You had to be have a screw in both your eyeballs and your ears to not know what I'm talking about. It's clear they have issues, whether you don't want to address it or not, because you're a feminine fangirl. So you can so you can try to, you can amuse me, but you can try to assault me all you want, but you still have to, you know what I'm talking about, though. Well, like I said, yes, and it's also the mid-card division. They're not giving time, and, when a character is a story, they're not really doing anything, putting an effort in that to keep you enough to care about that. Or that's not happening either. There's nothing really going on in it. It's like soon that TNT championship. It's like Sammy has it. And it's just, they haven't given him really any time or, worth time to really show, why he's a, why he's a champion, or why he should be world champion and just continue to flourish. Gain an audience, keep wherever. It's just like they're not giving him enough time or doing anything with him right now. Besides having him wrestle, and it's like that's what they only focus on. And this is WWE, talking shit to WWE, every week. That's why also I know that why. Like I said, competition is, yes, it's entertaining and it's great for what it is. Because everybody likes drama. Sometimes makes, makes products much more better. But it's like, if you're going to continuously do it, that gets tiresome and it gets fucking lame. And that's all Tony and his talent, whoever, all of AEW is concerned about. And that's why they're failing. And you don't have to try to say either that, it is basketball season, it is NHLL, and every other sports season. That's why they're losing views. That's because basketball season and football season is over right now. That's not that's not the case. It's because you don't have anything besides wrestling. It's besides the only great thing that's a moment right now that's happening is besides CM Punk and MJF. That's the only thing they have going for them in wrestling. That's it. They don't have anything else. And it's like they continue, even their males. They're losing, their female audience is becoming much more worse. It's like, because I said, they're not doing anything to make it seem like they care or make the audience care about that, what's going on in that division right now. Because everybody's boring. There's nothing really to look at, say, or be involved in. It's just wrestling. Like I said, wrestling is great, but I'm sorry. Me too. I love characters. What I care about most, I love a story. I love characters. That's why sports, entertainment exists. So people can gravitate towards characters, a story. That's how WWE. That's how wrestling became it was wrestling before, but that's why that's how WWE became a home name. Just because they had characters you cared for. The wrestling is what made it more iconic. You can't just have one to appeal to just one demographic audience and automatically think, like I said, that's going to propel you to the top. That's not the case at all. That's how you're going to fail. I mean, you can still going to have that audience, but as far as proven as a business, you say that too. That's the other thing. Like, yeah, I could say like just say that if we also want to improve as a business, but yeah, that's you want to improve as a business, you have to have a product to appeals to everybody, whether you like it or not. That's how you grow. If you don't want to do that, then hey, okay, you can have your favorites. That's gonna be there, but it's like you're not gonna make much more money or have a much more audience. So it's like, then why lie? So yeah. But that's their core issues right now. It's that women's division, it's the mid-card division as well. It's like those divisions as well. And Adam Page is, I don't know, because even some people is talking about now they want Bryan is looking like he can be champion. I want him to be world champion. It's like this dude is fucking, Page is like he's fucking now. It's just like, he's just there. And he's just having a reason why. Like this story about, okay, he's battling Bryan because of, he's bullying his friends. And it's like, okay, that's a story that's okay. It's good. But it's just like, it's not really making it much, of a story that you would want to read every week. It's like, oh, okay. You see it, it's like, oh. Yeah, it's like and that's supposed to be your world title picture. You're not doing anything to put any focus much more around it. The focus really is on CM Punk and MJF, which is, I guess, causing them, because you have to have an overview of everything. That's why they're also lacking in effort. That's why I said you could try to be a fangirl all you want. It's the reason why wrestling, in general is trash today. And, it's suffering to continue to suffer, and it's really bad in this age because everybody wants to pander. They say they want to, bring wrestling back and make it the way it used to be, but they're not doing anything to make it back to where it is. They're just there. They just want to exist, just, to shit talk another company and other people while pandering to an audience. When they say they want to, have everybody that's something like everybody likes, but you only have a product that pertains to a specific audience. It doesn't fly that way. So AEW, they gotta go to the drawing board and look at what's the problem, because it's only getting to be worse and worse and worse. That vision, it's the same way. Only it's entertaining, but it's the same way. Entertaining because of the wrestling, but it's just like, it's the same way in the women's division. It's like, what is there to care about besides the wrestling? And TNT is like, there's nothing. Yeah, it's like, yeah, they all have the same thing. It's nothing to care about in that. They're everywhere. It's nothing to care about. The only thing right now too that's really getting AEW probably much more worldwide, because they were trending, is CM Punk and MJF. That's the only thing that they have going for them right now too. that's, you know, garnering them a much more major eye. But everything else is fucking boring. So that's all I have to, that's pretty much all I have to talk about. You know, AEW, they don't want to address their views, and I guess that's on them. You don't want to address your views. Yeah, I mean, you don't want to address their issues. You know, figure out why you're failing, because figure out why you're failing in the viewership. Key demo as well. Yes, it's very simple. It's because you don't have, you know, besides one thing, everything else about your company, you know, your content has nothing riveting besides one story. So you gotta address that. So I'll be with y'all later. Talk to y'all later. I guess this will be before. Well, yeah, I guess this will. Well, this will be after. Yeah, this will be after. I'm in my head right now. Sorry, but yeah, I'll talk to y'all later. See y'all tomorrow, or whichever day. See y'all when SmackDown, you know, Rampage comes around. Yeah, clock out. And what else? What else? Y'all can talk to me too. Like I said, what else y'all think issues that AEW has that they need to address? You know, characters, stories, feuds, all the goodies. I'll see y'all later. Stay blessed.